Are we ready, guys? Let's do it. Brew time. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for clicking that button and joining me for today's video. I do hope you're all well. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome all you new folk to the channel. So if you have recently just subscribed, first of all, thank you very much for all your support, and I would love to say a personal hello to you down in the comments, so get commenting. Right, boys and girls, you can now remove your fingernails from your mouth. I know a few of you guys have been eager to see this video. And to be honest, this one has took the course of 3 days to make this video. I can usually get it done in a day, but some of the shots I've had to do after work. So hopefully you enjoyed today's content, but let's get right into it. But first, guys, a sip of my delicious coffee. Cheers. So inside this very nice, well-made slipcase made by the knife maker's wife. That wasn't done on the 4th take. We have a lovely piece of craftsmanship from an up-and-coming knife maker. May I present to you guys the Dragonfly from G.T Knives. So how we're going to do the video today, guys, we have been sent over the spec sheet from Graham for each knife, and this includes all the details and techniques used to craft the knife. So we're going to read through this while looking at some beautiful pictures of the knife in various mossy scenes. Sound good? Let's do it. So the Dragonfly Bushcrafter is constructed from 4mm thick 01 tool steel. It features 1.6 G10 forest green coloured liners bonded with G-Flex 650 epoxy, naturally seasoned and reclaimed Dragonfly oakwood scales bonded with G-Flex 650 epoxy. It features 8mm forest green mosaic pins with lanyard hole, heat treated to 816 degrees Celsius and hardened with a synthetic whale oil quench. First temper at 200 degrees Celsius for 1 hour, rising to 220 degrees for a second hour. Second temper 220 degrees Celsius for 2 hours until dark straw. It features a 24 degree inclusive Scandi grind bevel. Oak scales are buck matched, sealed with boiled linseed oil and semi-polished with wood wax. The sheath is constructed from 4mm oak tan vegetable leather. It sports forest green thread stitching all around. It is then polished and sealed with beeswax. The edges are burnished and then edges are sealed with Fibings edge coats. It features a solid brass D-ring and custom leather dangler. Overall length for the knife comes in at 230mm. We have a width of 33mm. Handle length is 120mm. Blade thickness is 4mm. Blade length approximately 95mm, and it includes a 24-degree inclusive Scandi grind cutting edge. So that was just a quick rundown on the specs of the knife, guys, but I can honestly say straight out the gate this is an absolutely stonking tool. The build quality is probably as good as you're going to get, and I know Graham is striving for excellence when it comes to making his knives, but I honestly don't know how much further he can go. The quality is just there already. From the stitching to the quality of the leather, the build on the knife, the grind, everything is just on point. So just a bit of backstory on the knife maker, guys. So Graham is an independent craftsman and he is a professional mechanical engineer, and he teaches his skill at a young person's college. He delved into the wonderful world of knife making during the, shall we say, troubled times, and he soon turned his hobby into a passion, and he's been making knives now for around 18 months. He has made around 16 knives up to date, which is passed about friends and family, and he has recently contacted me asking if I would show one of his knives on the channel, which we're doing today. So Graham reached out to me a couple of months ago via social media. He told me he was a big fan of the old channel and it was great to see me back. And he's actually a friend of an old colleague of mine who put him onto the channel in the first place. So Noel, if you're watching, how you doing, pal? And Graham basically, he just told me he was a knife maker, and if he made me a knife, would I be willing to show it on the channel? So of course I said yeah. Over a couple of messages, he took a few details. He asked me what, sort of custom parts I would like on the knife. So obviously the knife comes in 01 tool steel. It was the G10 liners that I put on, that I asked for, the forest green G10 liners, and also the green mosaic pins that I seen on another build of his, and I thought I had to have them. They just stand out a mile. I really do like them, and I think it's in keeping with the Dragonfly theme as well. So yeah, a really nice finish with that. And I'd say 3 or 4 weeks later the knife turned up. Now I'll be honest with you, with him saying he were making knives for like 18 months, I was expecting a decent knife, but I wasn't expecting this level of skill in that sort of time. And I was sneaking around his Instagram and I seen one fully built knife, and I thought, do you know what, that actually looks very, very nice. That one was just the single knife in its sheath. I have very luckily been made a fully custom sheath with the dangler and the extra fire steel. Right, ladies and gents, so if you follow my channel in the past, you know that my usual knives have a somewhat tactical look to them. If we take this one for instance, this is my Falkneven S1 XB, and this is the knife I predominantly use when I'm out and about. This one is an absolute tank. This is a 6mm spine, convex grind, and it is a lamb cast steel. Fantastic knife, but again, if you look at that, it is very military, stealthy, tactical looking. Going on to my usual neck knife, this is the Falkneven R2 Scout, and again, black handle, looks very tactical, and that's an Elmax steel. One of my favourite bushcraft knives, one I've had, probably the first knife I ever got, and this is the Mora Bushcraft Black. If you did watch the old channel, you'll see a very early video of me battening this through a seasoned oak log, and it survived, and it still survives to this day. Fantastic knife, but again, black, tactical looking. And then we also have the semi-custom bushcraft knife, made very, very kindly by my friend Andrew. And even that, even though it is like wood scales, it's still black ebony, stainless steel pins, D2 steel, and it's still got a somewhat tactical look to it. So it's nice to finally have a traditional looking bushcraft knife. And as we go into the spring and summer season now, my kit is going to change, and my kit I carry for them types of seasons are very traditional looking, so this is going to be very much in keeping with that sort of kit. Now this video is by no means a full review of the knife, this is just basically a showcase. I want to spend some time with this knife to come back and give you a proper review on it, and this will be my predominant knife now for the rest of this year. But I have had some use using it during the intro, and I can tell you a few things about it off the bat. So straight away, the handle of the knife is very chunky but very ergonomic at the same time. At no time during any sort of chest lever cuts or battening, cutting, push cuts, anything like that, did the blade feel like it was rolling in my hand. It's a very, very nice, very comfortable feeling knife actually. So I did batten the knife through a piece of dead standing seasoned oak, as you've seen there in the intro, and it did that with relative ease, although I think I was being a bit over ambitious with the diameter of some of them logs. The knife did stick in a bit. I just need to remember we do have a piece of like dead steel here where the grind stops around the ricasso area, but that's very welcome. It's not a hindrance. That gives you a nice finger guard just behind the blade, as I do like to do splitting on a log, you know, with the kindling, and that just ensures your hand isn't going to slip over that handle and glide onto that razor sharp edge. The edge is razor sharp, and after extensive feathering, splitting and battening, as you've seen there in the intro, I was still able to shave the hairs off my arm. We do have a little bit of staining on the blade now, as I did send it through some alder as well, but carbon blades are going to pick up a natural patina over time, which is going to protect the blade, and that's what I'm looking forward to. That's basically its birthmark now. So first time I used it, it's got a nice little mark on there, and that scale as well, the natural oak scales, they're going to pick up a dark patina over time, and the whole thing is just going to look awesome in a couple of years. Now you're probably wondering why I actually named the knife, and I'm pretty chuffed about that. The scales have actually come from a Dragonfly sort of art piece from a sanctuary, and it's been there for 20 years, and Graham managed to reclaim some of the timber from the wings there. So if you are interested in this knife in particular, these will be a limited run for as long as he has the actual timber from that Dragonfly sculpture. So Graham has very kindly sent over a price list, just in case any of you guys watching this would like to pick one of these truly awesome pieces of well-made craftsmanship up. And as I said, this is a limited run. As soon as this oak runs out, that will be the end of the Dragonfly range. So I truly believe Graham is an up-and-coming knife maker, so you have the opportunity of picking one of these up early and owning a limited run piece. So for the knife and sheath itself, it is £200 for a fully custom built knife. There is a 2-week lead time on each knife, so he's not building these and just throwing them out. Great care and attention is taken over a 2-week duration to build one of these knives. So that's £200 for the knife and the sheath as is. To buy this knife as this is, you're looking at £250, which again is no money for a fully custom knife built to this level. The custom fire steel, that is an extra £30, and the custom leather dangler with brass D-ring is £20. And I just love the quality of this as well. Listen to them snaps. That is awesome. And I love the styler snap as well. Really, really beautiful, well crafted, put together knife. But what is that hovering around your neck, I might hear you ask? Well guys, let me introduce you to another absolutely fantastic piece of work from Graham at GT Knives, and this is the mini Dragonfly. And this, guys, is basically a mini replica of the larger belt knife. This is my very favourite, very new tiny net knife. Now this knife, guys, is very special, and I think it's only something that could have been executed by a mechanical engineer, and it is absolutely an amazing little thing. Check that out. That is an absolutely fantastic little scalpel blade. Necker. I've never seen anything like that, and I have trawled the internet trying to find something similar. That is just the absolute miniest, tiniest micro Scandi grind bushcraft knife I've ever seen. And it's mine, and it's the very first one of a very limited run again. The level of detail that has gone into that, make no mistake, it equals the belt knife. We have a detachable snap, which is very handy for taking it off your neck. You don't have to take it off on the string all the time, and that is quite reassuring actually. Very nicely done. The knife did come with red cordage, but it was a bit bright for my taste, and as you know, I'm a green kind of guy, so I've put some green lace on that. But the knife itself, guys, is an absolute work of art. The level of detail that has gone into this minute Bushcraft knife is absolutely amazing. And again, I got to name this one. This is the Mini Dragonfly, and it still features the same 20-year-old naturally seasoned English oak scales, and he's even matched the brass pins with the mosaic moon crescent in there, and that is minute, and he's managed it. It's absolutely amazing. We see his maker's mark just here, the G. It features the 1.2mm forest green G10 liners again, and it is I absolutely love this to death. I've never seen anything like it. It's it's just an absolute quality piece. Now, if you would like to be the proud owner of one of these absolutely fantastic Mini Dragonfly neckers, and I really suggest you do, you will pay £75 for that. Now, just say that again, £75. That is absolutely no money at all for the level of detail and workmanship that has gone into that knife. And that is just, if nothing else, that's a massive conversation piece. Imagine pulling that out on someone at a bushcraft show. Not at someone, but to someone. And, you know, they're showing you their knife and you pull yours out and you go, that's not a knife, this is a tiny knife. And you pull that out and they're all amazed and they're like, I want one, where can I get one of them from? I will put all details down in the description box on how you can place your order for one of these, and I really do suggest you do that quickly, because I have a feeling that these are going to sell like hotcakes. These are absolutely fantastic. I just love it. Why are people so attracted to tiny things? I wonder if that's why my missus loves me so much. But yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic knife. Now, ladies and gents, when you receive your knife, not only will you receive your knife in a beautifully created green slipcase like this, but you will also receive a dedicated spec sheet with all the information on the particular blade you have ordered. And you will also receive a certificate of conformity. This stipulates the number of the knife, when the knife was manufactured, and your choice of knife. On the back of that, we also have a beautiful picture of the Dragonfly sculpture that the oak scales actually came off. So fantastic. Oh, it's been one of them days, guys. I've just been looking around camp for my necker and it's around my neck. Right. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. I really do hope you've enjoyed today's content. Just before we leave, just a bit of a disclaimer. If you do put your order in for one of these knives, again, it's going to be a 2-week lead time. I'm guessing it's going to be the same as the other knife, but this is still not a legal carry in the UK. Even though it is minute, it's still a fixed blade, and you will still be pulled for carrying that without a really good excuse, which these days I don't think any excuse is good enough. So just bear that in mind if you do pick one of these up. I am hoping I've covered all bases regarding the two knives in this video, guys, but if I've missed something or you have any questions or queries, then please just leave them down in the comments and I'll be glad to reply to you. But that pretty much wraps this video up. So until the next one, you stay safe, and as always, stay crafty. See you again, guys. Bye bye.